Ja Morant has been the talk of the town. That even teenage white guys are out here making videos talking about Ja Morant, talking about his video, talk about the live that he took down, and you got pencil neck guys like that who's gonna get a million views who don't even that don't even watch basketball talks about it because it is a trending society, a trending story that they won't let die down because they won't let go down. So Shaq believes rappers are the only ones that should carry guns. You know, people are really going around showing how ignorant they really and truly are out here. It's crazy. Shaq is portraying everybody. Everybody just needs to just be relaxed and sit back and let everything go the way it's going. And it's nuts. Ja Morant is in a situation now where he's in a whole new thing after everything I said came to true. It's all a smokescreen. He did not break the law. There's no charges going to be filed against Ja Morant for flashing that. The only trouble he was going to get in is with the NBA for doing that. That's why he got 4 games. The Grizzlies gave him 2. The NBA gave him 2. That's it. Ja will come back after 4 games, period. The Colorado police is doing their investigation. Oh, and what did they come up with? Dog it. They came up with nothing. There will be no charges. Now, there is a new story that just happened like yesterday. Ja's sister is at a volleyball game, and some guy in the stands is getting into an argument with her. They call her the B word. Quite disrespectful. Very, very disrespectful. You know, to say the least. Now, when they arrive at said point, what's good, John? I see you. I'm sorry, Jay. You can't read. We did not say breaking news in the title. I must apologize. I did not know your inability to read. Um, Sorry, we didn't say breaking news. I just said new Ja Morant investigation. Because that's what it is. Sorry, I didn't say I broke the news. I just wanted to get as much information as possible before I talk about it. I don't want to just be first. So now that we've done that, the information is this. After she's called the B word, allegedly she calls her brother, Ja. She calls her big brother, Ja. And the mother and Ja and all them come up to the game. And when they come up to the volleyball game, Ja is a couple of more people are there and they trying to find out what's going on with the sister. The mom is upset and the security is there and there's police at the game. They're not letting anyone go up in the stands as Ja's mother is yelling and talking with them. One of the members from Ja's entourage, I guess, gets past the security and goes up there and allegedly smacks a phone out of the hand of one of the kids who was going to record it and saying, I don't give a F about none of that. I'll beat your A. Allegedly, this is said. And then there is reports that somebody in the group flashed a gun. Oh, God. The police on the scene said we did not see a gun or any object that looked like a gun. Where did that story come from? So the parent of the son said they were going to sue. Then Ja's mother said she was going to sue. And in the end, everybody decided not to do anything. So there isn't a police investigation into this. There isn't an NBA investigation into this. They are reaching, doing anything humanly possible they can to get their hands on Ja Morant and try to find ways to dirty up his name. It's a sick game that they're playing. Yeah, it's a sick game. They would have never, no matter how egregious this was, if this was anybody else, they would not have been going in this route. Ja has done absolutely nothing wrong. He came up there to see what was going on with his sister. But only thing that I would tell my sister or anybody else in this situation is please, 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 with all due respect, I know y'all got love for me, but here's what I would ask from all of y'all. Please, 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 with sugar on top, don't call me. I know we got 1,000 people you can call. Call Ghostbusters, but don't call me. You know that's going to be a story all in its own. Call dad. Call mom, call dad. Have him come up there. Don't have me come up there. I can't right now. I mean, the whole family should say, nah, anybody but Ja right now. Ja got to stay in the house. I mean, that's what they do, right? That's what they all do. That's why it makes no sense when you see all these other people making these observations about about what's good, what's bad, the whole nine. You just get sick of it altogether. Ja Morant has been nothing but the best person you could ever like rely on as far as a teammate. All his teammates is rooting for him. They are like, man, he got our back. And that dude is the skinniest guy out there, but he's always grinding, working hard, trying to get back on the court. So they want to see him fail. They don't want to see him do good. They don't want to see him do nothing but sit there and they don't want to see successful black men. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see a job be successful like that. Now everybody around him is a thug. They don't know any of his friends. There's Uncle Phil. That's always there, his uncle. He putting the work in the gym. His uncle's there, everybody there. He getting his workout in. This is what John Morant does. That's his fitness trainer Mo. His pops is there. The people you say his thugs and homeboys, where they at? You don't see them hanging out with no thugs. You see that man in the gym. So now I guess at nighttime he just go around gang banging at night. Right? That's what he does. So he spends his nights, days and nights running out gang banging, right? Going and checking down, running down on the set. I mean, I'm shocked at the news that reports this kind of nonsense and negativity. You know, these guys listen to Lil Baby and all this other stuff, and because he flashed a gun, you never saw a gun on him. He's not the only NBA player that actually owns a gun, but yeah, he shouldn't have flashed a gun. That's what he did when he was on the IG Live. That's the mistake he made. Other than that, everything else had been investigated and was over with. Y'all talking about he's got four things going on. He didn't have no four things going on. The high school thing, over. The whole mall incident, over. That was last summer. It's March. It's almost summer again. They investigated it already. No charges filed and none of it. There was nothing to blame on him. So it was already over before it even started. So why are they bringing all this up now? It's to tear him down. Because they feel he too bold, too brash, and he flashed it to try to just rub it in their face because he had no charges on him, period. The Indiana teen bus incident. Again, more lies. The NBA investigated, found out it was BS, and all of a sudden, now what? Ja Morant's a thug. Now he's a gangster, a gang member. And this is coming from media who are in the black media section. That's what we do. We sit there and listen to our young, and we created the atmosphere in which they growing up in. We sit there and criticize them and talk about how stupid they are, and that's dumb and this and that, but we created this atmosphere. All of it. Created by us. Who is we? Our generation. Our generation created this atmosphere for what we're into now. These are the children of Wayne. Okay? Little Wayne. These are the Wayne children. So when I speak we, I mean the collective we, our generation, our age group. So even if it's not you personally, these guys are the children of Wayne, Little Wayne, that culture. Little Wayne introduced this new culture. Before Little Wayne, how many of you saw these dudes out here with these braids, this predator damn braids, these dreadlocks? Nuh-uh. This was not the style. This wasn't the culture. People was getting haircuts and shaved and fades and they weren't even rocking beards like that. Now that's become the fashion. You had a beard like that, they'd be like, oh, what's up, Aki? What's up, Ak? now it's the fashion. Fashion man beard. These are the children of Wayne. Little Wayne came out and started rocking pink guitars and rocking his braids and dreads and getting all smoked out. Then he became a fashion icon and he started putting colors in his head and all kind of craziness, and everybody started doing it. Then he started having his red cup. Yeah, they got him a cup. Everybody wanted to get a cup. Now I'm like, man. Everybody gonna be like, what about Lil Jon? Do you see Lil Jon popping? I mean, everybody wanted to get crunk. And he had the braids and they had the little diamond cup, like he had the royal cup and all that stuff. Yeah, they started having that player's cup. But that didn't change no culture. Okay. What? Little Wayne was a culture shock. That changed a culture. What Little Wayne did changed an entire nation. These are the children of Wayne. All these rappers that came after him, Juice WRLD, all these other guys, they are all children of Wayne. And Ja is growing up in that era. Little Uzi Verts, little babies. These guys growing up listening to that in that era. They getting turned. They grew up in that. So for a 23-year-old guy to do something stupid, yes, it's gonna happen. But look at all the stress, and everybody never looked at and read his actual full message that he mentioned the stress he's been under. He's been under a lot of stress because of this. And this before the IG Live video. Because without the IG Live video, he'll still be balling. He'll still be on the court right now. Yeah, people can get stressed out. If everybody's calling your phone, money ain't gonna do nothing for stress. I don't know why y'all keep thinking money is the end all be all of everything. It isn't. It creates more problems than you know. Because now he got everybody in his business. Anytime he do anything, here come the news. But I want to know how LeBron James get accused by somebody of credibility, a former MMA fighter and former UFC fighter, accuses LeBron James of doing steroids and says he knows because they have the same guy. And you mean to tell me that's not undisputed material? That's not first take material? Did they ever mention that on the show? Did they ever bring the topic up on the show? Exactly. That's what was my other video going to be. Ja Morant has been torn down by people that look just like him, saying everything he did is stupid. Him flashing a gun on Instagram was stupid. Other than that, nothing else I've seen him do has been stupid. As soon as I saw him flash a gun on IG, I knew he was in trouble. Well, people got to understand that when you talk about another man, you think about society, you think about what we had to come up under. You start thinking about the poverty and what we had to come and fight through as people. Think about it for a moment. What we fought through to get to where we at. What we came from. Society. What we had to come up from. To be in a position to make millions of dollars. To take care of your family. It was like Ja made it. The NBA loves them. See, they love you till they don't love you. And then what you think is love is not really love at all. They love what you could provide. And what they provided and what they need is they got too many good guys No bad guys. The Memphis Grizzlies, oh my God, this is the perfect shot to have a team of players that a bunch of people don't like. As much as they say they hate the Pistons, they love the Pistons because the Pistons give them someone to say they hate it. They are universally promoted to be a hated team, even though they were one of the greatest basketball teams ever assembled that won championships, that went to NBA Finals, which made the Michael Jordan story even more legendary. They gave him something to overcome. There was something for him to defeat. Everyone else is different. For everyone else, it's 100% different. Everything goes on a whole different playing field, just an excruciating pain of a different direction that everybody wants to go in, right? So now, people start to make their observations. They start to say, well, damn, if we can do that, create a new Detroit Pistons without giving them championships, we'll give somebody something to beat. So what did they do? They created their own Detroit Pistons. That's what they did. They went out and created their own Detroit Pistons. But they didn't create anything, just like they didn't create the Pistons. The Memphis Grizzlies built their team up from the ground up. And believe me, when I tell you that team is the third youngest team in the NBA. And all the young teams are winning. Sacramento King. All these young boys winning. So what is that telling you? It's a young man's game. Champion, it's a young man's game. So now that you know it's a young man's game and what's expected, how come people are not noticing what needs to be done in society or anywhere else? They're not noticing what needs to be done. Yeah, well, society always favors the winners, right? But let's take a look at it. What has anybody else done? Now that we're taking a look at it for what it really is, what has everybody else done? Nothing. They haven't done anything. All you ever been was lied to. That's it. That's all someone has ever did was lie to you consistently. Now, they keep telling you John Morant is in all this trouble. John Morant's in trouble. John Morant this. He gonna get 50 games. John gonna be out the league. How many times did they tell you that all week? And I'm the only one sitting up here telling y'all John Morant ain't did a damn thing. All these stuffs is old. There is no charges on John Morant. So now this new case that they thought they were going to make and create, where did this information come that someone flashed a gun? Come on. Really? In front of the police and security that's in the damn gymnasium. The police are in the gymnasium. They right by the police. The police is holding the mother back. But this is why I'm saying, don't even give them an excuse. Don't even give them an excuse. So LeBron being on steroids is not a story. But Ja Morant gonna dominate the news. If Kyrie Irving can post on Instagram is a story. But oh my God. LeBron being on steroids and that's being reported by somebody else? Oh Lord, oh my. Oh, I waited. I wanted to hear, was anybody gonna cover it on the major news stands? And they're not. Well, let's get into it. Because though it's hurtful, it must be said. I don't want to go into this next life or the life we're in now or one of the other dimensions with nonsense on my brain. Because there's a lot of nonsense in the world. You know what I mean? People are just full of it. They hateful, say a bunch of spiteful things. And for what? And for what? That's the point. For what? A lot of people were independently rooting for Ja to fail. They think he's cocky. Ja think he's tough. He think he's this. He's just a basketball player. Everything he does is on the basketball court. Y'all wouldn't even have known about what happened at his house until somebody brought it up. Then you got every little stupid sportscaster from Shannon Sharp to Stephen A. Smith, all these doggone chuckleheads who don't know what to do in these situations but to keep throwing coal on the fire, but they claim they doing somebody a favor. Ja, I'm telling you right now, what you doing right now, I mean, now, he had to take it to get that gun to Denver, he had to take the gun on the plane. Now, or otherwise, how did he get that gun in Denver? See, he had to have taken that thing in the NBA locker room. You don't know what's going on. And you just made yourself look like a fool. Then Stephen A. Smith, I got news for you, cause I got friends. I got friends in the management office. I know how this thing goes. The FBI knows everything you do. Yeah, you can't hide nothing from the FBI. And I don't think I should be saying this, but I think players know. The FBI, they're watching everything you do. Everything you say and you don't say. Oh, I got FUBAR today. They took all the money from me today, gambling. Sports betting, woo wee. I got so mad I turned the TV off. Portland Trailblazers ticked me off. And then after that, the Spurs. And then I turned everything off. The Spurs. And then the Timberwolves. I was like, thousands of dollars down the effing drain. Never liked y'all anyway. Sorry, mother. So what you wanna focus on really in life, like in general, is you want to get rid of toxic energy. People who are not productively in the realm of notoriety. People who are not in the realm of, how should I put it? They're not in the realm of believability. Like Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp, they're like cartoon characters now. They painted themselves in a corner to not be realistic. They claiming they got the best interests of the person, but they really don't. They just want to pile on. Because you don't really know how that person got a weapon there or anything. But why would you be bringing that up? If you were still a player in the league, you'd be pissed off if somebody had did that to you, Shannon Sharp. You'd have been really pissed off if somebody would have brought that up and said, well, Shannon brought up a point about a weapon being there. If somebody would have said anything about your activity on national TV or any sports show, every day they keep talking about the same thing over and over back when you was doing stupid stuff, Shannon. A lot of his stuff wasn't documented, but Shannon was very silly. He was the silly Sharp. No one took Shannon seriously because he was always silly. He was playing pranks in the locker room. He was a silly man. He worked out seriously. The man who retired because he didn't feel like going to meetings no more. Shannon Sharp. He'd rather retire from football than go to meetings. And now he's like this celebrity guy. He's this household name. Uncle Shay Sharp. It's your favorite uncle, Uncle Shay. Now it's like Touche. Well, guys look like they take personal shots. at people. And Shannon Sharp, he's bought into the character now that he's this big entity. He's Shay Sharp. He's 10 toes down into his character. So now if Shannon, if Skip Bayless would have said this about him years ago, he would have let it go. It wouldn't have been a big deal. Now he's super thin-skinned with anything Skip says. Him and Skip had to go talk in private about disrespecting him and all this. Shannon's got power now that he signed that contract because, like I told you, he's not signed with Undisputed. He signed with Fox. So it's a Fox contract. It's not an Undisputed contract. Ryan Clark gave the only truth there is because there's only one thing that he understood and that he understands, period, as a person, as a human being, and as a man. There's only one thing he understands. And that part of it is very clear to me, what it represented, what it stood for, the elements, all of it. And Ryan Clark, as a man, stood up to Stephen A. Smith. As a man, did all of these things that was supposed to be what a man is supposed to do and stand up for himself. Now, as a former player, he didn't resort to insulting people. He didn't resort to tearing down professional athletes. He still does a show, a podcast show. He does community service work, and he doesn't have to tear anyone down in order to do it. Let that sink in. Hit the like button, people. I know y'all got here and nobody probably really said anything about it, but yes, hit the like button, please. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're so kind. I know we've been here rocking for a minute, and I haven't did it. Oh yeah, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, all that. Like the video, you know, all the stuff that. I think the people would know what to do when they're doing it. So the new story is Ja Morant's sister. In case you guys got here late, Ja Morant's sister was at the volleyball game, got into an argument with a guy at the volleyball game who was yelling obscenities at her and called her the B word. And she called her brother Ja. Like, her mom ended up coming up there, and then Ja came up there with some people, allegedly, and like family members. And one of the guys got under, the cops and security was there, weren't letting anybody up. One of the guys got past him, went up there and slapped one of the phones out of the hands of one of the kids, saying, I don't care, you think I care about that? I will beat your A. Now, then there's a report that one of the students said someone flashed a gun. Lie. Police said that no one had a gun or anything like it. They didn't see it. There was no object flash that they saw anybody with any object. So that was dead right away. So the parent was there with this child saying that she was going to sue Ja Morant's family, and Ja Morant's mother said they were going to sue. Then at the end, nobody was suing. So what they thought was going to be the big investigation thing turned out to be absolutely nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. But my thing is, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. My thing is, don't call Ja. If you the sister, call your dad, call your mama, call your uncles. Don't call Ja. Let Ja sit down. Ja don't need to be nowhere near anything. Let him train, work, and focus on basketball. You calling your brother is like you not watching the news and not understanding what's going on. Everybody got money at a young age, and they wild out. But that don't mean like he's doing violence to people. People know they come after you when you got money and you're young. They try to come after you. They do anything they can to try to agitate you into any type of beef or any type of nonsense to try to get money out you. So I don't agree with that. Somebody's like, but if this was John Stockton, I'm like, John Stockton ain't waving a gun. He don't have to. Nobody's looking to rob John Stockton. Okay? John Stockton bills are paid. John Stockton don't have to do a podcast show. John Stockton's career is John Stockton's career. And look at his career when he was on the Dream Team. When he was on the Dream Team and he went to the Dream Team, he was able to walk around without security. Nobody knew who he was. He was walking around with his wife and kids outside, and he was like, wow, this is amazing. I probably couldn't do this in the United States, but in other countries, they only knew Michael Jordan. Like Ja, when he posted it, he's like, wow, a story that was proven false by an NBA investigation, and they still talking about it on sports shows. Unbelievable. All to try to tear Ja Morant's brand down. That was his sole purpose. The sole purpose was to take Ja Morant and rip him to shreds, take down anything he was building to make him toe the line and be the new guy they want him to be. Or rebel and make him more worse than what he already is. They did the same thing to Isaiah Thomas. They sent him on an apology tour throughout the NBA over a comment Dennis Rodman made about Larry Bird. Isaiah sarcastically, when they asked him about it, said, yeah, I guess if Larry Bird was black, he'd just be another player. And he's laughing like sarcastic. The media runs back, tries to say, look at what Isaiah said, instead of Rodman. And they made an entire mess out of it. Till Larry Bird and Isaiah came out there. And Isaiah was out there forever. Larry got up and left and let Isaiah stay out there. Because it was a terrible time. And Isaiah had to sit there and endure all this. They had him all through the NBA Finals, doing the whole meeting and everything. And once the team saw Isaiah go through all that, they saw the whole pivot, a whole change within the Detroit Pistons. Not only that, they saw a change not only in the Detroit Pistons, but the team came together. The Memphis Grizzlies are still in like second and third place. They're angry about all this. As a team, they angry. All of them. They pissed. And will this bring them together? Grow them up and say, let's take this championship. Let's show the league. I was proud for them. You know, as a team coming together, still playing ball, still, you know, being united, locked in on what they got to do. They know what time it is. You know, it's not fooling anybody. They know what it is already. When one retires, they go into an abyss. But you see the people that's really down for you and the ones that's really ain't. That's it. Once you see who really down for you, you fight with them. They fight side by side with you. They gonna pick it up. When you feeling down, they gonna call you. They gonna pick you up. We there with you. We riding with you. This incident could bring the Grizzlies close. And they could mess up the glamour party that the NBA want to have. Screw it all up. Because it all need to be screwed up. Because they've messed up the game of basketball. They've altered it to no ends. But I'm saying you got to get rid of people like LeBron James. You got to get him out of the league. It's people like him that's ruining the game. You got people like Adam Silver and all the. They've massacred the game. To where it's like no defense now. It's just run and shoot. And everybody's got like 90,000 possessions of the basketball on offense. It's just, it's horrible. And then you look at anybody and you start saying, well, he's playing horrible defense. Well, damn. Defense ain't supposed to be played no more then. Because now you can't touch anybody at all. They don't want any contact down there. Unless you're a superstar. Man, I was so mad. They got half these fools trying to come up off of okey doke. And then the other half, they don't even know what the hell they want to do. I don't know. You know, it's all about what you feel. And if you don't feel right, you don't go with it. It's just how it is. People don't go for stuff they don't feel. It's like, I don't feel this right here. So I'm not going for it. I've always been truthful and honest. That's one thing I've always prided myself on. Being truthful, let's just be honest. Because, hell, I ain't got nothing to hide. So, the hell I need to lie for? I'm not Ja Morant. And that's why I keep telling people, like Shannon Sharp or Stephen A. and all these other people, they keep riding that and portraying that to the rest of the world like they really care about Ja Morant, and they don't. They don't care about nothing but themselves. That's it. Oh man, this is crazy. Crazy. It's time. It's your boy Carcino saying I'm out. Wait a minute, y'all got 1 minute. We almost at 1 hour. We got 60 seconds. What you want to say in 60 seconds? Oh yeah, go to the Patreon. If you on BMF, I gotta watch that when I get back in the house. But go to the Patreon right now. I made it free. Learn about what's really going on in the universe right now. All that quantum physics and all this stuff is real. That you learned about with Kane and all that. You're going to learn where all this stuff is coming from. The black man has he got the facts to back up everything he's talking about. There's 11 dimensions within our universe. He's already broke it down. Go to the Patreon right now and go check that out. The Carcino for Life Patreon. I'm out. Happy birthday, QB. I mean KB. I said QB like I'm in Queensbridge. Later.